And so here we go. You are not imagining things. If you're someone who's been to my channel before, you might have been wondering what had happened to me. It's been a good 4 months or so since I've uploaded a video. If I'm being honest, life's just got in the way. Been really, really busy, and yeah, I've turned my hand to triathlon, so I've spent a lot of time training for that. But finally got out into the great outdoors again. I'm actually in the Lake District, as you probably already worked out. And yeah, I mean, look, check this out. And the drive here's been amazing. I'm on my way actually through an amazing little forest. Probably hear the river behind, just down there. But yeah, I'm on my way to Crummock Water, where I'm hoping, I've got the wetsuit, I'm hoping to go for my first, I don't know, my first proper lake sort of swimming experience. Excited, a little bit nervous as well. And then after that, going to get out on the bike and do some of the iconic climbs around here. Honister, I mean, it's bad enough on in a car, let alone on the bike. But looking forward to it. Let's crack on and enjoy an adventure-filled day. Oh, I can see the water from here. Here we go then, my own private beach area. It's amazing. Crummock Water is more or less sort of next to Bottomere, and that's originally where I planned to swim, but it was so busy that yeah, there would have been nowhere to leave the car. Get up here and look at it, so much quieter. It seems pretty daunting actually when you finally arrive. Look at the size of it. This is one of the deepest lakes as well in the lakes. I think it goes down to about 45 meters, somewhere right in the middle. So my plan is to stick quite close to the side, a bit like this person's doing here. I zoom in, I'm not alone. There's someone else equally crazy as me. They've got a bit of company though. So yeah, I know where to head back to because I've got this sort of building here. I'm gonna sort of stick fairly close to the side, swim along, nothing too bad, and then just come on back. Looking forward to it though. Let's get kitted up. Right, all kitted up and ready to go, or as ready as we'll ever be. Not only is this one of the deepest, it's also one of the coldest. So it's a proper test of the wetsuit. Let's get in and let's enjoy. Oh, that was amazing. I'll tell you more about it in a sec. Yeah, I must say it ended up being a fantastic swim. Did about 1,700 meters in just over half an hour. And yeah, the visibility was just incredible as well. With sort of fish, there were fallen trees at the bottom, and some impressive drop-offs. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Right then, a change of attire. Enjoyed a really good lunch. Well, I say good lunch. What do we have? Beans, sausages, cheesy bread, crisps, bit of fruit as well. So properly loaded up with the energy. Needed after the swim. And yeah, part 2 now on the bike ride. And yeah, when you're used to the roads of Hertfordshire, you know, they're nice enough, but you haven't got the hills and the lakes. So I'm planning on doing Honister Pass, and then hopefully sort of a big loop, and then finishing with Honister as well, which obviously you saw earlier in the video. But if I've got the energy, I did a big ride yesterday, actually about 40 miles in the Dales. But if the legs are still holding up, we'll do both sides. We'll go, yeah, over from sort of Keswick side, over the top, and then back the other way as well. We'll try and work out which one's the toughest. Right, let's get on the road and get moving. Oh, about 20 minutes in, and this is the result of cycling in the Lake District. Typically, straight uphill. I've parked right at the bottom of a little dale, so either way out, it's kind of like 1 in 5, 1 in 6. You can see where I've come from. Already taken a bit of a wrong turn. Anyone that knows me will know that's pretty normal for a bike ride. I haven't got the fancy GPS that tells you where you're going, so I'm kind of following my nose. So yeah, I'm kind of leaving the hills behind. I'm not too far from Workington over on the west coast. I know where I'm going. I'm going to swing it back and hopefully pick up Honister Pass like I said I was going to do. Right, let's get some breeze on the face. Let's get going downhill. That old saying, what goes up must come down. Looking forward to it. Oh, it might sound all tranquil with that cascading river, but the legs are about to scream. This is the bottom of Honister Pass. Doesn't look massively severe. Famous last words though, with yesterday's work in the legs, still gonna sting. Come on, gravity. Let's see what you got. No mistaking where we are. Bloody cars. Timing. Steep bit to begin with. Levelled out a bit for now. It's almost alpine. Climbs like this, you can get into a rhythm. But yeah, probably not going to last, and I know it won't do on Honister. That one, my bottom gear, it's probably not going to be low enough. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's amazing, isn't it? I'll show you the views a bit further up inside the pass. So, just gone over the top of Windlutter. Wasn't too bad a climb actually from the side I did it. This side seems a lot steeper. Oh, move over, car coming. Don't know if you can make out some houses in the distance. That is Keswick down there. And off to the left, that is Skiddaw, unless I'm very much mistaken. Summited that sort of last year, great mountain, and the conditions today, stunning. Loving this, and loving the downhill. Let's keep. Eventually I made it down into Keswick. And to be honest, I was so relieved to be on 2 wheels instead of 4. Just couldn't get over how rammed and busy it was. So yeah, got out the other side, and it's beautiful. Oh, well, I'm towards the end of the climb. Couldn't really film anything before because it was so savagely steep. 25%, and oh my God, I was so close to put my feet down. It was unreal. It's a bit of a level bit, trying to lower my heart rate before I hit that final steep bit. It's going to be really hard. Give it everything I've got, because after that, there's no real climbing. Oh, let's do it. Made it to the top. You know you've reached the top when you reach the YHA at Honister Slate Mine. There's the car park, and there's the sign. All downhill now. Look how steep that is. One of the hardest climbs I've done, without a shadow of a doubt. But I'm not going to film going down. This is going to be really, really quick. So I'm going to put the phone away, keep both hands on the bars, I think. Let's enjoy it. Oh, so nearly 40 miles later, and I finally made it back to the car. I'm a relieved cyclist, that's for sure. Legs are properly beaten up. There's there's not 1 mile on this ride that's easy. You know, it's up, down, and Honister, I mentioned it earlier, but that is seriously savage. Really, really hard climb, but really, really enjoyed. Just don't get climbs like that down south. In fact, the places down there that call themselves hills, they're not, are they? They're just lumps. But yeah, great adventure. I will leave it there, but if you do want to watch a bit more, what I'll do is actually, once I'm sort of a bit more rested back home, I'll film a last little bit where I'll include some details about like the route I've just cycled, details about the swim if you want to watch that as well, just a few other bits you might find useful. But I won't hold it against you if you want to leave it there. So cheers for watching, and I'll see you soon. Adios. So I've made it home, I've sat down, and I'm recovered. So just as promised, I thought I'd show you, sort of give you some stats about the ride. So this is my Strava page, gives you all the stats that you possibly need. So you can see that the ride itself is 37.5 miles, pretty decent length. You know, I reckon 37.5 miles in the Lake District is easily worth 50 to 60 of like Hertfordshire miles, just because of all of the ups and downs. And yeah, talking of ups and downs, you can see there we've got just under 3,700 feet of climbing, which yeah, I've always thought that if you're doing 1,000 feet of climbing for every 10 miles of riding, that can certainly qualifies as a really hilly ride. So yeah, there's not much flat on this ride, but it just makes it really, really varied. You know, no chances to get bored. And but I will say you're definitely going to need some gears. I found you know, my lowest gear, it was a 34/28, and that was just low enough, or just adequate enough to get me up Honister. But to be honest, I could have probably done with an easier gear. But all of the other climbs completely fine. So we passed Loweswater, and then once past there, that's when you've got your first big climb. I say big climb, it's nothing as severe as like the other two, but it still kicks up to about 13% or so at its steepest point, and it's certainly a good sort of a good opener for the legs and the lungs. Gets you breathing hard, but after that, it's just, I found the roads actually silky smooth, as you saw in the video earlier, and there's plenty of downhill and flats as well. So yeah, nice and quick, probably the quickest bit of the route. So make the most of that, because once you sort of bear right back towards the mountains, and you hit Windlutter, yeah, your speed's going to all but disappear. And you can see here, yeah, it does get pretty steep. It's varied, you know, there are some flatter sections, but there are some sections that kick up to about 16%. After that, it's a brilliant downhill. Super, actually, and it goes on a really, really long time. And then, yeah, you've got some flat as you head in towards Keswick. What I'll do is I'll come down a bit, actually. Because, yeah, once you leave Keswick, as you saw in the video, you went to Borrowdale, and then you've got the main climb itself. Let's come down again. And there you go, you've got Honister, which is just absolutely savage. But get to the top of that, give it everything you've got, because pretty much all the way back, it's pretty flat. Anyway, if you watch this bit as well, thanks ever so much. And I promise, if you've been watching my videos before, I won't leave it as long until I do the next one. School summer holiday coming up, plan to make the most of it. Cheers, see you later, adios.